now. Okay, I guess we're live. I got a live button on it. There goes the live button. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're finally live. We're a half hour late, and it took us a shitload of time to get this all wrapped up and ready. But the Red Cup review tonight is joined by two guests. We have the owner and creator of Geekstronomy.com, my boy James. Say what's up.
How's it going, everyone?
Yes, that is the owner and creator of Geekstronomy.com. We're always talking about them on the channel and promoting them, so you guys should go check them out. And we'll be talking to him about how he started up and things like that. Also in the chat room with us is a longtime friend and the only guy that probably knows more about pop culture than I do, and that's Baz. What's up, Baz?
Ho!
Yeah, all right, cool. Thundercats, ho. So, anyways, we have a nice itinerary on the docket tonight. Oh, we actually have one viewer. Anybody that's in the viewer, please say what's up. Drop us a link. Let us know what's going on. Drop us a message and whatever. Just say what's up. I got a whole bunch of stuff on the table tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about everything, and we're still just getting up. This is the first time we're doing this, so it's a little bit of a pain in the neck, but we'll figure it out as we go along. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about James Gunn getting the axe from Disney. We're going to be talking about Jon Schnepp, resting in peace, the Titans trailer, Aquaman trailer, and all things San Diego Comic-Con related, that is. So can you guys see any chats? If anybody that's in the chat room that's watching now, please send us a message so we can see the live comments shoot up on the screen, because this is the first time we're doing this, so we want to make sure we can actually talk to you guys and see you and all that other good stuff. So clicking on the little chat button, Geekstronomy group chat, and to list all. I think that's just our group chat. I'm trying to see the chat from the people that are actually talking and you know, live with us and stuff. Screen share, cameraman, control room, recent apps, and all that other stuff. Okay, I can't see anything that's coming up, so whatever. I guess we'll just start BSing and whatever. We'll figure it out from there. We already got 2 viewers, so let's start the show up proper. Okay, I want to start the show tonight with unfortunately a little bit of a downer, but I want to get it out of the way so we can bring it right from the downside and lift it right back up. And that was with the announcement of the death of Jon Schnepp. Rest in peace. He died of a stroke a few days ago, and he is a Collider host and the director of Superman Lives documentary. And I had the chance to meet Jon at one of the Comic-Cons. I was actually walking by the booth, and I wanted to see this documentary. And I didn't even recognize the guy. And he was like, hey, you want to buy my documentary? And I was like, yeah, all right, like, whatever, sure. And I was like, he was like, no, it's the Superman one. I was like, oh, yeah, I've been looking for that. And he's like, yeah, I'm the guy who directed it. And I was like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll get the Blu-ray copy. And he was like, you want me to sign it for you? I was like, hell yeah. So that was my quick little interaction with him. Him and his wife signed the DVD for me. And now he is no longer with us. He was a pretty young dude, too. Have either one of you guys know who this guy is, or are familiar with him, or have seen this documentary?
No on both.
Yeah, I used to watch his reviews on Collider and AMC. And, yeah, I knew about the movie when it was in the crowdfunding stage. So, yeah, I'm familiar with him. I really wanted that movie to be made because it was just, you know, jack shit crazy. Superman, what was it, Superman Lives?
Yeah, whatever. The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened is the name of the DVD, but the name of the movie was Superman Lives.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
That would have been a weird movie.
Kevin Spacey was actually cast as Lex Luthor in that before Superman Returns. Also, Sandra Bullock was Lois Lane. Chris Rock was cast as Jimmy Olsen. Had a really weird cast. There was talks for Michael Keaton to make a cameo at Superman's funeral.
Really, really awesome.
So, yeah, it would have been a weird movie. But, yeah, rest in peace. He was one of our own.
Exactly. He's a nice dude. I think he lived in Connecticut. A lot of people were like, you know, he was a really cool guy, and he had a show on Collider and stuff. And when I met him, he was really nice. So rest in peace to this dude. If you guys haven't seen this documentary, go and check it out. There's a lot of interviews with what's his face? Who was the guy that was supposed to direct this?
Which one? Kevin Smith wrote the original screenplay.
Yes,
and then it was handed over to Tim Burton.
Yes, Tim Burton was supposed to be the director, and it's pretty weird and interesting to see Nicolas Cage actually suit up.
Yeah, but don't forget, he actually wasn't looking half bad. It's just that they publicized the real shit photo all over the internet.
Yeah, at one point, it was actually like towards the end of the documentary, you get to see how it was kind of shaping up, and it really wasn't that bad, especially for the time. It would have been nice to see this just because of the crazy, batshit off-the-wall stuff it would have been. But at one point, didn't they have him like fighting a giant octopus or space alien or something in this? With like tentacles?
Giant spider.
A giant
spider. The spider actually ended up in what's that movie? Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
That was a winner.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, so that's
with the spider that Superman was supposed to fight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, unbelievable. But all right, so let's get into the next piece of things I want to talk about: the James Gunn getting the axe from Disney.
Bullshit.
Yo, I have the tweets here. Do you want to hear them? Because
yeah,
a lot of people.
Might as well read one. I mean, I hope we don't get flagged for profanity and all that other stuff. So bleep out what you have to bleep out.
Okay. I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. Shh. Okay. Okay. That's the first one. There's a bunch of them like this. It's like he says it was for shock value, but it really creeps you out when you read them. But
see, what's bothering me is that I understand that in this day and age you can't be doing that stuff. This stuff happened 10 years ago. So
yeah, 2012
for 10 years ago, and then supposedly 6 years ago he apologized for them and said that like he's a different person or something. Like I heard that there was an apology like 6 years ago that he already kind of like flipped this under the rug, and now this is being brought to light, and they're like losing their friggin' minds over it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's ridiculous to dig back 10 years, find this stuff, and hold them accountable for it when people who say stuff last week aren't being held accountable.
Yeah. It is pretty. See, this is where like there's like a line. I don't know. Like Disney as a corporation has every right to fire this guy. I get it. Like I understand you have an image to uphold and all that other bullshit. But at the same time, at what point does this witch hunt end? Is there an end to this witch hunt? Because it seems like James Gunn was I don't want to turn this into a political conversation, but James Gunn was on the left, and he was like hard left. And it almost seems like the left is eating itself now with this freaking witch hunt they have towards the politicizing and the coming after people for what they say. But at the same time, I do understand, Disney having to do what they do. So I'm kind of, I really don't have an opinion about this.
They got no problem employing Josh Brolin.
Yeah, there was something like Josh Brolin being like battery charges against Diane Lane when they were married. Like he smacked the hell out of her or something. And he was arrested for like public indecency back in 2014 and lewdness and all kinds of crazy shit. He got into a couple of bar fights, and he's Thanos. But it's okay for this guy to get fired. I don't know. There seems like a little bit of a double standard there.
It does, and he's got a lot of people, standing behind him right now. I read a tweet earlier that Dave Bautista sent out saying how much of a nice guy James Gunn is and how they really shouldn't be doing this to him.
See if you see anything coming up. Yeah, no, I know. I heard that that he was like that this is he's standing with him and that this is all bullshit and everything else. I mean, it kind of
hold on. This hotel shower is the weakest ever. Felt like a 3-year-old was peeing on my head.
Yeah, I mean, we laugh about it because we're from New York and from the we were from the Bronx, so it was almost like, how could we insult each other and say the most crazy, outlandish shit and build up a hard, thick skin? But there are a lot of people in the world that don't. They hear this and they're like, "Oh my God, that's outrageous." Meanwhile, this is like, I hate to say this, is like locker room talk for the people we grew up with.
Right.
We've heard worse than this. But
it's locker room talk for pedophiles, though.
As parents, though, who hasn't had a diaper accident when you've gotten peed on by mistake?
Why you can't see the live? No, we got 3, 4. We got 2 viewers
your
now.
ad wrote not available, and I'm trying to click on what you posted, and it's like just
nothing. Wow. Yeah. All right. We're getting a non-available thing, so I don't know how we have 2 viewers in the
Let me
actual
check to
thing
see what
because
James-
My Padawan Lorenzo is actually watching us, right?
yeah, they're watching us now too.
Oh, okay,
So,
let me
all right,
check
good.
the
This
view.
is Lorenzo, my Padawan. Say hello.
What's up, dude?
But you can watch us, right? You watch?
Yeah, I want to.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So it's working. So we know it's working. All right.
Okay. Cool.
Anyways, so yeah.
Hold on. 3 men and a baby they had sex with. I mean, okay.
Say that he was doing this for like publicity purposes when he was. This was like I think before he even did the movie Super, right?
I don't know when. I didn't look at the timeline.
They're saying there's a big outcry for people that want the director of Thor Ragnarok to take over to do the next Guardians movie. Like he would be the perfect director.
We were just
Okay,
talking
that's
about
cool.
that today.
That's cool.
I mean, do
That's
you guys
cool.
think that's a good idea?
That's a good idea. It's a great idea.
I mean, if somebody's got to take over for him, I honestly think that Tika Wakati, I think that's his name. I think he really could do a good job because I loved Thor Ragnarok. That
Tika
was
sounds like an exotic stripper. Tika. But yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Okay, now you know in 10 years somebody's going to come back and say you said something about exotic strippers online. Just
I don't care, man.
You know, I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn into another. Like I liked Ragnarok a lot, but it's very Marx Brothers, and I hope that they could just tone it down a little bit with the comedy. Like if you could get that director that what he did with Ragnarok to just turn the dial back maybe 1 or 2 notches with the comedy, I think he'd be fine.
Look, it's just a crazy time, man. It has to do with the evolution of social media and everyone having a voice. You look at Scarlett Johansson that was cast in that movie about a trans person, a woman transitioning into a man, and there was a bunch of people upset because the role wasn't given to an actual trans person. So now, because of the outrage, the movie's not getting made. Scarlett Johansson left the film, and now that's it. So the production is folded.
So that was my point exactly. Is at what point does this? It's almost like this witch hunt is it's got to hit a critical point because it's turning into the friggin' like the Salem witch trials again. At least that's
the mob rules.
What?
We're all forming our own little. It's the mob rules. We're all forming our little cliques, and we're all going against each other.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best way to be though. I'm hoping that I was having a conversation with T today, and T was like, eventually this is a fad, and hopefully he thinks it'll just die down. Like eventually it'll hit its fever pitch, and then it'll just die out like everything else.
Nah, it's gonna get worse.
So it'll probably get worse before it
Yeah,
gets
it's gonna get worse.
You know that. So I'm hoping that I don't know. But so there you go. James Gunn is off. A lot of people are saying, "Yay, good, get rid of him. He's a terrible person. Screw him in his tweets. He should have known better." And a lot of people are defending him, and they're boycotting.
No, hold on. In Infinity War, did James Gunn write and direct those scenes with the Guardians in Infinity War?
He had a part of
because they were perfect in that.
In Infinity War, yeah, the Guardian stuff. I know that he had a hand in that movie. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know he had a hand in it.
Okay.
Which I don't know, man. It's a shame. It would be a shame that if a new director comes on and takes like what he was building with like Sylvester Stallone and like the old Guardians, it kind of just scraps that whole thing. I feel bad for guys like
I didn't like that anyway. I thought that sucked.
Yeah, you didn't like that part of the
I didn't like the Stallone attempt to branch off. No, all I saw was Stallone. It was like, it's Stallone in a Guardians movie. I didn't buy his character.
Okay,
so I'm happy if they get rid of him. They don't even go to that subplot.
You're okay with. What about you, James? What do you think?
I'm getting visions of Judge Dredd.
No, don't even bring up Judge Dredd. That movie is actually, to talk about Judge Dredd though. The movie is beautiful to look at. The costumes, the sets, everything is gorgeous. The script sucked, and Stallone sucked.
And Schneider. Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider should have never been in it. His character was a throwaway character in the comic books. I think he was in maybe 1 or 2 issues and
Oh,
they
wow.
threw him in for comedic effect, and it's ridiculous. Now the only Judge Dredd there is Carl Urban.
Oh my God, that's a classic.
That I mean, he is just as Dredd. That's a movie that needs a sequel.
That movie was like it has that John Carpenter feel.
Yes, and it was just so gory and perfect.
Oh yeah,
and the music was amazing too. There was nothing bad about that movie.
Oh no, it's perfect. They're supposedly they're doing a Mega City spinoff on Fox, but last I heard that Carl Urban was in talks to play the role, and I haven't heard anything since.
That show he did on Fox a few years ago, Almost Human. Did either one of you see that? It was a futuristic police show where his partner was a robot and he had an artificial limb. It was a really good show. It was kind of Blade Runner like, and they were really building something. And of course, Fox gives it 20 seconds. And because it's not a reality show, it's not American Idol, it's not some of that crap, they go, we're canceling it. So it got canceled. It went just like Firefly went. So, but don't get me started on Firefly.
I love Firefly. Eagle snatches kid is what I call it when I get lucky. Eagle snatches kid is what I call it when I get lucky.
This was 10 years ago when I think he was just trying to fucking be funny or say things to get a rise out of people. Like, he apologized for all these things like 6 years ago. I don't know.
Plus, 10 years ago, everyone was saying crap like this, and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's all, you're a bad person if you said these things. I mean, hell, if I was held accountable for half the jokes I made when I was in high school, forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of ridiculous at this point. Well, we were part of the generation that was lucky enough where this shit didn't really exist when we were that age. So all the stupid shit we would have done, really, it's not out there, I guess,
Which is fortunate for us.
Yeah. Okay, I want to move it along to the trailers. Let's start with, what do you want to start with? Aquaman trailer.
Let's start with Aquaman because I hate Aquaman. I think Aquaman is a crap character. I mean, he talks to fish, big deal. But I watched this trailer and I thought, shit, I have to go to see this movie in December.
I really liked it as well. I thought it looked really good. I think by the time the movie comes out,
make it so we hear it on the speaker?
Hold on.
All right.
Who?
You.
Oh yeah.
I thought the special effects were going to be that much better by the time the movie comes out, and I just think Jason Momoa is a really, really charismatic dude. So pretty much everything he does, I'm tuning in for.
Did you ever watch Stargate Atlantis?
No, I only think I saw him in Game of Thrones.
Ronan Dex, right?
Yes, Ronan Dex. Yeah. Never realized he was going to be that big of a star when I saw him on Stargate Atlantis, but I liked his character.
When I saw the fight scene between him and his alien brethren, they had turned against him or something, and I saw like his just natural fighting ability. I was impressed.
Do you know one of those members of his alien brethren is the chairman from Iron Chef America?
Yeah. Isn't it Mark DeCostas?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a famous martial artist too.
What did you think of the trailer?
Amazing! I love it. I love Aquaman. I love specifically that version of Aquaman, the Peter David Aquaman, the barbarian-looking Aquaman with the hook hand. And Momoa looks perfectly. He's perfect for that role. So I really like the epic scenery with the Atlanteans riding the sharks. And the battle scenes, and it looked like a big movie.
At least they're not riding giant seahorses.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it looks good. I think that from the trailer, it reminds me more of a Wonder Woman-esque as opposed to like the other DC.
Yeah, I got that feeling too.
Wonder Woman-y type feel to it, which is thumbs up, positive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to say, which I'm sure both of you have watched Justice League when it first came out. I just watched Justice League for the first time 2 weeks ago. And I didn't think I would like it. And I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised. It wasn't the Avengers.
Wasn't
but I liked Aquaman in Justice League. And I liked the interaction between him and Batman. The way he just mocked Batman. You know? Oh, dressed like a bat. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it was just like, poor Bruce.
Yeah. No.
Wait, hold on. You've never seen the Justice League animated show?
Oh, I saw the Justice League animated show. I'm talking the live action.
Oh, the live action. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. I was very disappointed. But watching it a few more times, I kind of just went with it, and it's an enjoyable movie. But I feel that Snyder should have been able to finish the trilogy in his tone with Hans Zimmer, and it just seemed like a Frankenstein type of movie where it's a transitional movie. It's like they're listening to the fans, like the Marvel fans that want a more popcorn type film. And but now it seems like they're going to do the more lighthearted stuff, which is good. But Justice League had to take that hit.
One thing I have to say, and maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot saying this, I really think the fans need to shut the hell up. Because, I mean, yeah, the Star Wars movies aren't going the way they want them. So they're going against Disney. Solo sucked. This sucked. Last Jedi, you got to redo it. I mean, and then with the DC movies, they're taking too much of what the fans have to say to heart. All of these filmmakers now. And I think it's ruining movies. It really is. I mean, I thought Solo was an okay movie. I mean, it's not A New Hope, but nothing will ever be A New Hope. So you know what I'm saying about that, right?
He put his hands over his head.
Nothing will be A New Hope. That's just what? My statement. That's horrible.
I loved it. I mean, I was 11 years old when I saw that movie for the first time, and still, when I watch it, I become 11 years old again.
Yeah, dude, I watched it last night. Padawan, come here, Lorenzo. Yo. Okay, go on.
No, but seriously, I mean, I think fans are giving a little too much input, and these studios are taking too much to heart.
They're being very reactionary.
Oh,
Yes, and it's just it's ridiculous because now we're not going to get any more standalone Star Wars movies because the fans were pissed off at Solo.
No, they were pissed off at The Last Jedi and then didn't go see Solo. They boycotted, which was stupid because I like The Last Jedi. Baz hated it. Whatever, we're not getting into that. But if you hated one movie, then you don't go see the next movie because you hated the last one to boycott them. Meanwhile, Solo was more what everyone that went to go see Solo was like, oh, it was way better than Last Jedi. Star Wars.
I like Solo, yeah.
And then the people that didn't go see it to boycott it, that was stupid because you got apparently they must have listened within the first 6 months, or maybe they just went in a different direction for it, or whatever the case may be. But they ruined.
Yeah, but now Ryan Johnson's going, man. They're getting rid of him because of Solo's flop.
After Solo's flop,
he's going to be gone. Kathleen Kennedy is going to be gone. So, but anyway, hold on. I watched The New Hope last night. I want my Padawan to give her a quick review. What'd you think of New Hope?
Huh?
What'd you think of Star Wars?
I just watched The New Hope last night, and it was great.
Who's your favorite character?
Probably either Luke or Darth Vader. I don't know why, but I like Darth Vader.
That's because he's the coolest looking dude in the galaxy.
Precise?
He's badass. He's the coolest.
As a movie, like as a young kid, like as a movie, did Did it live up to today's standards?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I loved it.
All right, cool. He still hasn't seen Empire.
Yeah, no, I want to watch it though.
Oh boy, that's some heavy stuff there. Empire's really like the end all be all to Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Empire's like the end all be all to pretty much all movies. Like,
It's the Godfather.
pretty much. We got radio silence from James. I'm guessing.
What? No, I'm just listening to what you guys have to say. No, I loved Empire. Empire is a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, but going back to talking about Solo, I enjoyed Solo, but I found it was a little slow. Actually, in a 2-sentence review on Twitter, I called it "So Slow," a Star Wars story.
Right.
But the thing was, it was still good. And Donald Glover, I mean, he knocked it out of the park. I mean, he channeled Billy D. Williams. The only thing missing was a Colt 45 in his hand.
Yeah, he was excellent.
Yeah, it had that swashbuckling adventure style that Star Wars is famous for. Yeah, it was good. I liked Solo. Solid.
So
Darth Maul showing up, I don't know. It seemed a little shoehorned in there. I don't know the connection there, but
And
who knows?
Just you're a fan of the movies who don't watch the animated series, they have no reason to know why Darth Maul is back, how he came back.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just seemed out of place
too. Because if they cut off the like Solo needs a sequel, and to not do a sequel because it flopped is just ridiculous. Because I don't understand. Like I don't know. I've spoken to other people. Like Baz was like, oh, no one wanted a Solo movie, so no one went to go see it. Like, Chris Rain didn't go see it. T didn't go see it. And I'm like, yo, how do you guys not go see a Star Wars movie? And they're like, yo, we didn't ask for a Solo movie. No one cares about a Solo movie. And I'm like, how do you not care about a good? And I'm like, yo, it was good. Go see it. And they're like, nah, I'll wait for Netflix. Nah, I'll wait for it to come on cable. And I'm like, why? And then they liked The Last Jedi. Like both of these guys, Chris Rain and Tommy T, loved The Last Jedi, and they were like, "Nah, I don't need to go see Solo." So I don't understand that. Maybe it came out in a bad time, like between two movies. Maybe there was too many movies coming out at once.
Yeah, it did come out at a bad time. It came out. It came out too soon and close to The Last Jedi.
Right. Whatever, man. Whatever the case is, the people that didn't go see it should really like go and buy the friggin' Blu-rays when they come out or something because the movie was over.
Yo, what month is it? It's July, and we're still talking about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I want to get off of this. We got to keep it moving because we got to get to like the rest of the stuff I have. The Teen Titans trailer. Has anybody seen the Teen Titans trailer?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't know. I don't know what to think. I love the Titans, and I'm just gonna keep an open mind with this.
That was not the Titans, dude.
I don't know. I don't know what to do, and I have to see it. Listen, I love like the darkness of like Raven, because I love that character and her demon side and all that, and her father Triton and all that crap. I love that. But the whole thing with Robin seemed a little weird. Fuck Batman. You know? Did you really need to say that? I don't know.
Like it's almost like they want to take Dick Grayson and turn him into Jason Todd for some reason. You know?
But why are they going grim and gritty on the subscription channel?
Yeah, it seems like that's what I had a problem with. Is that I was like, oh, cool, you have a Swamp Thing coming out and Doom Patrol, which are probably going to be more geared towards the mature audiences. And I don't have a problem with Titans.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
But why does everything have to be in that Watchmen tone, like the Zack Snyder Watchmen tone? It's like too much of that. Yeah, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that, especially since they caught so much flack for it in the movies, and they had a course correct, and now they're going in a more lighthearted direction with the films. It's like, okay, we're going to take the Snyder verse and you know keep it going on the subscription channel, but which is fine. I guess people have to pay for it, right? So
here's the question that I have. Okay, with the Tim Burton Batman movies, Batman and Batman Returns. Both of those are very dark movies, and they were excellent, and they did very well. Why did DC feel they need to change things up and go more lighthearted with the movies like the other Batman movies that Joel Schumacher did?
Returns was A lot has to do. A lot of it had to do with merchandise, with specifically the McDonald's contract. They were selling all this Batman Returns merchandise to kids, and then when kids went to go see the movie with their parents, it was deemed kind of too dark. You had Danny DeVito with a severed hand, and it's telling all those really like kind of suggestive jokes, and it was kind of gross, and it was a dark movie. It was kids got scared from that movie, so they wanted to lighten it up. And then that's what happened. You got Schumacher. Well, Batman Forever wasn't that bad of a movie, though. That gets a lot of shit because of Batman and Robin, but it actually did pretty well. Was pretty well received.
Val Kilmer did a good job.
At the time, it was all right. Every time I bring up DC being too dark with these, like this show and stuff, and I'm a big fan of the CW stuff, I hear like, oh, DC's been dark since the 80s. Where have you been? And it's like, look, dude, you can be adult themed. You don't have to be, the Titans trailer was almost nightmarish. Like, I'm watching it with Grayson, and he's like, I'm scared of this right now. Now, maybe it's not geared for him, for his age, but that's fine. It doesn't everything has to be Teen Titans Go. I don't want that either. But I feel as though the way the CW shows do it, even though they tend to be a little more 90210-ish, is that they have the Flash knows how to make things super heroic looking. Even though Arrow is a darker show, there's still super heroics in that. When I saw this trailer, it seemed like you have Robin cursing. Everyone looks great, but it just seemed too like evil. It seemed like they had to take the Dick Grayson character and like she was trying to convince him to like come out of and like be Robin again. And to me, that's not Robin. Like, isn't like Dick Grayson's one of the most liked characters in that universe? And he's like, everyone loves Dick Grayson, and it seems like in this he's just like another grump, like fuck Batman, but you're acting just like him. Like it's a juxtapose there, and like right there, there's a contradiction.
I gotta wait and see the writing, okay? And I want
nothing to do with anything. I bet you the whole fuck Batman is taken totally out of context. And they're just trying to strike a nerve with people.
Yeah, it's possible too, I guess.
It just seemed like it was kind of like them. It's like a try-hard thing. It's like, it's so edgy, but it's not. It came off as cheesy.
As long as we don't find out Dick Grayson's mother was named Martha, I'll be happy.
Oh, still gonna start.
Martha joke. Here we go.
So, are you signing up for the live stream? The DC?
Yeah.
Okay,
I pre-ordered that. Yeah.
Oh, you did do the pre-order on it. I didn't even pre-order. Very cool. I thought it was a little expensive. I mean, you get the 3 months free, which is fine, which then it comes out to like $4.99 a month, and that's cool. But then the following year, it's going to go up. I mean, with Disney having their own streaming service starting in about a year or two, then you got I heard Walmart is trying to go after Netflix now with their own streaming service. It seems like everybody's going to have their own streaming service, and there's not going to be any movies anywhere because every time you want to watch a different movie or show, you're going to have to go click to the next friggin' streaming service. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's going to reach a critical mass, and then people are going to just, get rid of all their services again.
Out of all the DC live streaming service, what are you looking most forward to? Because they just announced at San Diego Stargirl, which I think is ridiculous. They should just do a Jessica show.
They're doing a Stargirl show? Yeah,
they're putting Greg Berlanti is going to be doing Stargirl on the stream.
CW?
No,
on the streaming. Oh, okay.
But they got him doing the tone of Berlanti, which is perfect for Stargirl. But it's going to be on the stream.
I wonder if they're going to do the Mecha. Her her stepfather, Stripe.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That's why I think it should just be. I don't know. To give me a friggin' JSA show, whatever. Because I love those characters, and I would love to see that. And they already have a basis for those characters in the CW shows anyway. Just port them over to just give them their own show now on the streaming service. That's what I would do.
They could do that. Yeah. Have you watched Black Lightning yet?
No, I haven't watched any of those shows. I've been totally off with Arrow, Flash, Lightning, all of them.
Yeah, me too. I finished Arrow. Arrow was pretty good.
I was watching Flash and Arrow, and then our satellite company dropped CW in our area. So I would have to drop the satellite and get cable just so I could watch CW.
Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Arrow in 2 years.
Wow. That's pretty whack. But you've seen the first 3 seasons, which are pretty much the best.
The best
Yeah.
one's 90210.
Yeah, it got a little tight. The problem is they needed to kill off Felicity, in my opinion, and they should have just killed her off when she was supposed to. When she died in that, when she got shot up in that car accident that she was in, she should have just died there. All right, before we
hold on. The crossover was excellent.
What for this past year? Right? The crossover was where they fought the evil Supergirl and the evil Arrow, right?
From Earth X, the Nazi version.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually watched the crossover. That's the only episodes I saw was the crossovers, though.
That was better than the Justice League movie. It came out around the same time.
And it was just go watch that. It was.
It was better than the movie.
Before we go to our next thing, I want to say I got this diorama right here that's been in the whole time from Dead World Dios. And if you want to know more about them, that's Facebook at Dead World Dios and Instagram at Dead World Dios. So there's the contact information for everybody. And his prices are really, really reasonable. And he's a cool dude. And he's a stickler for detail. So here's an idea of what your 12th scale figure would look like inside of one of these dioramas. And he'll probably even be a little shorter because he's up on his stand. But I wanted to plug him because I told him I would. And I'm also going to be doing a review on the 2 of these that I had purchased recently. So I got this and I got a Street Alley scene. And stay tuned for Red Cup Review doing a review on these. All right. Thank you, Dead World Dios. Yay. All right. Let's move on to the drum roll. Brrr, San Diego Comic-Con. That's exactly how I felt about San Diego Comic-Con this year. Has everybody seen the reveals? Is anybody excited at all?
I've seen. Go ahead.
I was going to say what you call it? What brand do you want to start off with?
Well, I made a list of
go by brand.
I made a list of my top 10 favorite reveals, and they really weren't even 10 reveals that I liked because I had to really dig deep this year. I thought this con kind of fell flat. So I just got like instead of doing like a top 10 favorite figures that are coming out, I did like a top 10 just announcements, like a top 10 groups of things that I liked even then I wasn't really that crazy about any of these in particular, but I had to come up with something because I didn't want to just crap all over the con because I thought that Hot Toys really, really dropped the ball big time this year. And we'll get into that as we approach that. But you guys want to start off on here? My first one that I have on my list is Mattel. So if you guys want to start off on that, if you guys seen any Mattel reveals, we could start off there.
I haven't seen any of the Mattel stuff yet.
Baz?
What's Mattel put up?
DC stuff. I'll tell you what I like from the Mattel stuff. I like their new Black Canary that comes with the 2 head sculpts. That looked really impressive.
I love that Black Canary. But honestly, with the open mouth head, tell me you're not thinking about sticking something in there. That's almost like a porn action figure.
Porn face, yeah, exactly. But I like the idea that she's a very good-looking Black Canary. She's got.
I'm gonna take her in the bathroom.
Back with Mattel now too. You can tell some of the sculpts and stuff. So the 4 Horsemen are back with them. But out of that, I like Black Canary, Beast Boy. I thought looked good. I thought Dick Grayson looked good. Starfire looked good. Lobo and Kingdom Come Superman. Those were my choices for Mattel.
Yeah, the Lobo is a Build-A-Figure.
Oh, he is a Build-A-Figure?
Build-A-Figure, and that it's Kyle Rayner in the wave.
Okay.
From the 90s. It's like a 90s wave.
Right.
Kingdom Come Superman, Batman Beyond, but they have a modern Flash. I was kind of hoping for an Impulse.
Yeah, it's the new modern Flash from the Rebirth.
Yeah, so. But yeah, Lobo looks great. You can take off his vest too. So if you want him to go shirtless.
Oh, that's cool.
Like the way like James Gunn likes him.
Oh goodness!
Oh, what about the Luthor wave? Because he's got some good ones in that one. You got Vixen. I liked Vixen. The Ray looked good. What about Gaslight Batman?
Oh, Gotham by Gaslight. Speaking of which, I just watched that movie last night and it was awesome. So
yeah, it was great
because it was great. I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was So that's about it. It was
Yeah, exactly. I had to kind of dig deep for what I like, but there's a fly down here, by the way.
I saw some like sharks with harnesses on them for Aquaman, like the Aquaman.
I don't
sharks.
like when they do movie figure. I don't like their movie figure stuff, dude. I don't think Mattel knows how to do. And they look better than they used to, but I still don't think they do good movie figures. I just don't like movie figures in general. Unless it's like this level, like Hot Toys level, I really don't like movie figures.
Okay, are we done with Mattel? Because Mattel's kind of lacking.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, that's
Not much there.
And I guess move on to Marvel Legends then, since that's like the. I didn't see anything in Marvel Legends I liked. Except
I just got the email.
the Kingpin looks cool, and there was one other one that I really liked. Out of all the stuff, I don't care about Black Panther's wave. I don't give a crap about any of those characters. I guess like I would like a Black Panther, like comic book versions is one thing, but I'm not into movie stuff. Who was like one of their other big reveals? It was a Gambit. Gambit looked good, but again, he's coming with that cloth, not the cloth cape. He comes with the plastic cape, and I hate plastic clothes and capes and jackets on characters. So that's an instant pass for me as soon as I see that.
Mm-hmm. Professor X, homeboy.
Professor X, that was the other one. Professor X looks good. He looks really good. He's like that. He looks like he's right out of the cartoon too, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got his like, yellow hover chair and shit. So that was all right. But again, I was like, take it or leave it. I know everybody on the Collector's Land and Imaginarium of Toys was like, oh my God, must-haves, instant buys, because they just love their Marvel Legends there.
That's the Marvel Legends set.
What?
It's a Marvel Legends set, practically.
Yeah, basically, exactly.
90%.
90% all Marvel Legends stuff, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever.
Okay, Blink. What about Blink from the Exiles? I love Blink.
They have a Blink figure? I didn't even see that.
Blink. They had Archangel with the original colors.
Which is funny because I feel bad because I just sold my last thing. I just sold my Archangel, and now they have one with all the multiple heads and attachments and stuff for all the different iterations of Archangel, and that's really cool. He's got better colors there. So as a deluxe figure, I think that's really awesome that they're doing that. Okay, other reveals that I like, they had Snake Mountain from Super 7. I thought that was really cool because now you have, they revealed, they have that Castle Grayskull, that monster Castle Grayskull that came out years ago with Matty Collector. Now they're doing Snake Mountain, and that looks really dope.
How much is that? $500?
Probably going to be like $300 or something because it's friggin' ginormous, and it comes with like all the other attachments the other one did. It's like got like a throne of bone that the Skeletor could sit on. It's got like Hordax chamber and all that other crazy stuff. And it opens. It has like the Snake Mountain piece with the snake wrapping around it, and then it has like that face, like that like nasty goblin looking face too, and it like snaps together and opens up to this giant friggin' thing. That was really cool. James, have you seen any of this?
But I haven't seen anything from Mattel.
All right.
With the Snake Mountain, does the snake head spray water like the original did?
I didn't look at any of the actual. I just saw pictures of it, and I was like, because last night I was trying to scroll through things that I liked, because I actually had to dig deep this night to find something I actually liked. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that didn't pop up on my feed, because everything on my feed was Marvel Legends and Hot Toys. I thought Hot Toys did a terrible job at this year's con, with the exception of maybe like one or two figures. I'll get to that in a minute, though. But they had Snake Mountain. I had to dig deep to see that, and I didn't see if it sprayed water or anything like that. I don't think it will. I mean, if they want to, jerk another $40 out of their customers, they'll probably put that in there. But Star Wars Black Series. The only thing I liked from those reveals was the Rebels. They're coming out with Choppa and Ezra finally, which is pretty cool. The
Finally.
I know. The Rebels is such a freaking great cartoon. And the Imperial Patrol Trooper, I think, looks really awesome. As just a regular one-off. I'm not into like collecting every type of stormtrooper there is, but I thought he looked cool, and the Chopper and Ezra are really awesome. So
best spin Leia. Hoth Leia. Sorry,
I seen Hoth Leia already. That's why I try to keep it to things that was like surprises just for the con itself, because I had already seen Hoth Leia. The best spin Leia, where she's like has like her hair and like those loops in the back, and she's in all white. The best. Escape, that's cool.
That's Hoth. No, that's Hoth. Bespin would be her gown in Cloud City.
That was that. Okay, Hot Toys had that one. Okay, so
okay.
They have the Bespin layer where she has the hair up in the bun in the back, where she has the vest on, like during the Battle of Hoth. I've seen that figure. She has like the goggles and the little thing that works on.
There's a braid wrap.
And then Dengar, and they're re-releasing IG-88 and Boba Fett, I think.
And Bosk. They're doing that to stop the secondary market. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But again, those were like the only thing that I thought was cool from there. Moving on to NECA, I thought, you ready for this? I thought the Golden
NECA was my favorite. I'm going to say it right now. NECA was my favorite of the convention.
So you, NECA, won the con. Okay. NECA's Golden Girls and the Karate Kid I thought were great. I think they were great. I think that for a company to have the balls to actually turn around and do Golden Girls figures with cloth clothes is excellent.
Yeah.
Those don't look like they really fit the characters that well yet, but I
don't care.
I like the idea that companies are willing to take on licenses that are kind of more niche, and they're starting to kind of take a look at the Mezcos and go, oh, cloth clothes. Let's try our own version of that. And I like that because I like competition.
Yeah, when I saw Karate Kid, I was like, that's it. That's it. They won.
Look great too. The Mr. Miyagi figure looks great. The Daniel-san, they have the two different Johnnies, the Johnny at the tournament and the Johnny in the skull outfit from the Halloween thing, the Halloween dance. So that was really cool. So for NECA, that was what I really enjoyed from them specifically. They had some other good reveals, like the Predator stuff. Like everything from them pretty much looked good, but those were my two favorite.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura was NECA too, right?
I think they got 3 different heads. Yeah, making
cool.
different faces. NECA.
You haven't seen any of this, James?
No, I haven't.
Come on, man.
I know.
Hey, bro.
Gremlins. They've got Gremlins, man.
Nice. That's cool. See, I like these little niche things, and this is gonna lead me into I'm gonna go to Mezco next, and then we're gonna get into Sideshow and Hot Toys, and why I wanted to strangle Hot Toys this year. So NECA, Golden Girls, and Karate Kid, and to Baz, they win the con. Okay, Mezco's. What impressed me from Mezco the reveals, which there weren't that many, was the Warriors and the Magneto figure. I thought the Magneto figure looked really awesome. I'm glad.
I wasn't impressed with him.
What happened?
I wasn't impressed with the Magneto figure. He looked kind of plain.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea that we're getting a Magneto. I thought the face sculpt looked good, and I'm sure we're going to get 2 or 3 other heads with it. And the Warriors revealed to me, and everyone was going, the people who like the Warriors were like, yay, great Warriors. And everyone else was like, why are you wasting your time on this when we could be getting more Marvel and DC figures? And I was hoping for less Marvel and DC figures and more things like the Warriors. Now, I'm not buying the Warriors. I have no horse in this race. But that was like my reveal of the con was the Warriors because, again, it's a company going, we're going to do what we want to do. And we're going to put things out there for fans that we know that there are fans of this, and we're going to sell this. And we might not sell a ton of them, so they're probably not going to make as many. But the fact that they're even making the Warriors figures, you're going to wind up getting like no licenses off the table. So I may eventually be able to get a John McClane Mezco or an Indiana Jones Mezco. Like that's what I was trying to explain. People are like, oh, the Warriors aren't. They're like so B and C level and nobody knows about that movie. And it's like, look, dude, yeah, they do. And yeah, it's a huge cult classic movie. But the fact that a company's willing to do something like that, just the way NECA is willing to do the Golden Girls and the Karate Kid, you got to really understand the importance of a company that's willing to do that.
They need to do some Last Dragon.
Yeah, Last Dragon would be great. There's a freaking cult movie that I'd be all over. If they're going to do the Warriors, they might do that. Who knows? What? Yeah, well, I'm going to get into Blitzway and Hot Toys now. I was just giving them a chance to respond, but they're just like, they're like, yeah, whatever.
I'm looking at the live feed, the top chat.
What happened? What are you doing?
I was looking at the live feed.
Anything interesting?
It's me, Mike P. says, what's going on?
Oh, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in again. Excellent. Yeah, I can't get the how are you looking at the live feed? Where are you looking at it from? Because I can't get it on the laptop here.
I'm on my phone. I went to the YouTube site on my phone.
Did you hear that they announced they're doing Batman Hush?
Oh yeah, DC animated movies next year. You're getting Batman Hush at the end of the year, which is freaking awesome. So you're gonna have the Death and Return of Superman this year, the end of this year, the beginning of next year, and then next year you get some kind of Justice League movie where it's like Justice League versus some group of villains I never heard of that they usually fight. Who are those characters that you like, Baz, that have the rings?
Fatal 5.
The what?
Fatal 5.
Fatal 5, yeah. So it's Justice League versus the Fatal
Yeah.
5, and then to close the year out, you're getting Batman Hush, which is pretty awesome. I'm still waiting on Kingdom Come, but I'll take Batman Hush.
Sorry.
So I thought the Mezco Warriors reveal was a reveal of the con just for that reason only, even though I have no like stake in those figures at all. I'm trying to look at this stuff from like a wider lens as a collector. Okay, getting on to Sideshow and Blitzway and Hot Toys. I thought Blitzway won the con. I'm giving it to Blitzway for the second year in a row because last year they completely blew my mind with the Ecto 1, which was just out of this world. We're still waiting for it to be released, but the fact that they're taking on such a big, the thing is like 4 feet long. The con last year with that reveal. And this year I'm giving it to them because they're doing Ted from Bill and Ted, and you know I'm a big Bill and Ted fan, so that was, you know, great for me. They need to work on his head sculpt a little bit better, though. They have a Princess Anne Roman holiday movie Audrey Hepburn statue, which I think looks friggin' amazing. And again, not a collector of Audrey Hepburn, but it was really freaking nice. They have for their 1/4 scale statues, they have the Princess Anne Audrey Hepburn, and they're doing the Godfather, the Vito Corleone from the Godfather, and that looks great. They had Antonio Banderas from Zorro, which looked really, really good, and the School of Rock Jack Black, which again I am not going to get a Jack Black figure, but it is another example of a company that's willing to just throw the dice and throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks, and all these figures and statues look great. Anything? Did you see any of these?
No.
Not you. Come back.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the Jack Black.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Stop watching the live stream and actually.
I'm going back and I'm reading. I'm going to read some of the comics.
Right,
comments.
You don't want to read some comments.
Okay. So Mike P writes, Gunn wrote the scene where Drax stays silent in the background. Willis, Gamora, and Star-Lord share their serious moment.
Okay.
So, yeah. Robert Henry says that Snake Mountain looked awesome.
Nice.
And Michael B says it's about time they did Batman Hush in an animated movie.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not getting.
And hold on, Sink Kak Mac says greetings from Istanbul.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome. Make sure
Istanbul, Wisconsin.
Oh my God, she's might be Giants. Awesome, man. Thanks for watching. We're gonna be doing this every Saturday night. I don't know if we're gonna be doing live streams like this, but we will. Saturday nights at 10 o'clock. Otherwise, stay tuned for the reviews and stuff.
Yeah, this is our first time doing it. We'll do better with the live interactions with the viewers.
Exactly. This is like I don't have a chance to like look at the comments with this because we just threw this together and tried to get on here. We were already a half hour late. All right. So to me, Blitzway won the con for the second year in a row, and the only other reveal that I liked was the 1/6 scale Lando Skiff Guard from Sideshow.
Yes.
Which was really cool, even though Sideshow is not at Hot Toys level. But the fact that they're adding onto that ridiculous Jabba the Hutt thing that they're doing, you're basically going to be able to build the end of Return of the Jedi by the time they're done in 6 scale form. And to me, that's great. That's amazing. So props to them for doing the Lando Skiff Guard, and props to them for doing anything Court of the Dead related. You know, it takes a lot of guts for a company to kind of create something that was their own and get their artists to develop like a history and we're going on like 3 years now with the Court of the Dead, and I thought it was like, okay, they're just going to make angel and demon looking characters, and you have they're really cool tattoo looking things. They're like, oh, that would be like a cool tattoo of like whatever death or lady, whatever the hell their names are. But now they have like comic books and they have trade paperbacks and stuff explaining the lore behind it, and I think that's really cool. And they got a lot of nice statues and hopefully 6 scale figures for those that can't afford these statues or don't want them and want something a little bit more comparable for having a collection in your house. So props to them for keeping up with the Court of the Dead stuff. And the 1/4 scale Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi was probably the best thing Hot Toys had to reveal at the con. Although they revealed it last year, they actually had the Anakin head sculpt, and it looks just like the freaking actor at the end of the movie. But then again, everything Hot Toys does is
1/4 scale? I thought you didn't like 1/4 scale.
I don't like I'm not buying this stuff. I just thought it looked awesome. I'm trying to be as objective as possible and say the 1/4 Darth Vader was just a really nice friggin' piece. I mean, the Audrey Hepburn statue made my friggin' list for best reveals of the con, and I'm not gonna friggin' buy an Audrey Hepburn statue. It looked really nice. Yeah. You know? This wasn't necessarily, these are like my top 10 reveals, not necessarily what I liked the most, although these is what I like the most, and it goes to show you I really didn't like that much. I didn't think that Hot Toys did anything else worth buying. They're doing another Scarlet Witch, they're doing another Vision, they're doing another Winter Soldier figure because we need 10 iterations of these characters, which is just complete horse shit.
Okay, hold on. It's me, Mike P. asks, why not Joe and Anthony Russo for the new Guardians?
Well, Joe and Anthony Russo could pretty much do everything. I think they got their hands tied up with every Avengers movie and all like the really big name movies. But those guys could pretty much do no wrong. And unless they want them to direct every single movie that Marvel does, which they pretty much could, because everything they do, in my opinion, has been gold. You know, I just don't think that they're gonna have enough time because they're gonna be busy doing like Avengers 4 and I guess Avengers 5 eventually. I'm sure they're going to keep those guys on like the main titles.
Well, they could do comedy. They did Arrested Development.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. It's just I think it's going to be too much for them to bite off. You know, for them to be doing both the Guardians and the mainstay Avengers movies. But that's like, you know, everything those guys touch is gold, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so Michael B. Asks, don't know if you already talked about it, but what about the new name for the DC universe? Now it's called Worlds of DC.
They've renamed it again?
Why would they do something?
I guess it's cool because I like the multiverse concept, Worlds of DC. That's cool. But is that like what they renamed the company? Like, or is that like what they renamed the comics that?
I'm thinking maybe the subscription service. Maybe they renamed that. I don't know. Maybe you could answer that, Mike B, in the comments.
Yeah, to give us the answer, because I have no clue. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. It's not a bad name, but I don't know where that came from. What are your thoughts about them doing doing characters over and over again as opposed to giving, like, I wanted to see a Romero Joker. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. I was looking for the Danny DeVito Penguin. I was looking for Lando in his blue cape. What do you feel about this toy company, Hot Toys, that are just rehashing another Iron Man figure, another Winter Soldier? Isn't this like beating a dead horse at this point? I don't understand how everyone's going, oh my God, this is a must-have. If you already own one or two versions of the Scarlet Witch, do you really need to own another $250 version of this character at this point? And that was just driving me nuts because every one of their reveals seemed like it was just the same freaking figure over again with new clothes on it.
All right, it does help. It does help the people who missed out on an earlier version because these things aren't easy to score.
No, they're not. I get that too. But I feel like okay, next year Avengers 4 comes out. I bet you I know what next year's San Diego Comic-Con is going to be. I already know the lineup for Hot Toys for next year's San Diego Comic-Con. So it's like, why? Infinity
War 2.
Yeah, why bother buying any of these figures when you know Infinity War 2 figures are going to be next year? Like, that's a guarantee at this point because they've been doing it pretty much every year. Do we need
like you said, Hot Toys is now, what do they call it, Hot Hasbro Toys or something?
Hasbro Toys. Hot Toys has become Hasbro Toys. They're nice.
Or Iron Man toys.
Yeah, or Iron Man toys, exactly. It's just, I don't get it. I think it's ridiculous. And the Iron Man toys that they're releasing aren't even part of that. Like, they wanted to complete the Iron Man 3 when he had like all those suits that came out. They're not even doing versions of that. Now they're doing concept versions, like Iron Man Civil War concept drawing version. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, why don't you give us something that actually means something that was actually on the screen? I don't know. When I think of I'm going to spend $250 on a friggin' figure, it better be something that's like iconic, classic, was something that I really loved. Like, I got the Ben Affleck Batman out here because I just thought it was the dopest looking bat suit to ever be in a movie, and I loved him in Batman vs Superman when he was, beating up all the thugs and all that. So it's got to be like that level to me. I just don't understand why if you have a version of a figure, why are you going nuts over another version of the same character, especially at the price point that these are at? It's ridiculous.
Okay, back to the comments. Michael B says, no, you know how they called the movies of DCEU? Now it's officially called Worlds of DC, so the movies.
Okay, so now instead of it being called the DC Extended Universe, now it's just Worlds of DC. Yeah. That's kind of cool, I guess. I guess it goes along with they're gonna have like a Joker movie coming out, so it's like, oh, that'll be like oh my
god, you never even spoke about that. Yeah,
I spoke about that on last week's live stream. That's why the new Joker. What do you think, James? Of the new Joker announcement?
I didn't hear it.
Oh well, then you'll hear here first. The Joaquin Phoenix is the new Joker.
Why?
James breaks the internet.
It was like so perfectly timed.
Why? He hasn't said a word since.
He's still straight faced too. He really wants to know why. Tell him, Rob.
What?
You talked about Joaquin Phoenix, but nothing else.
It's just silent now. It's just silent. This is great. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is playing the new Joker, and they're doing a Joker origin story with him in it. It's probably going to be good. He'll probably do a good job. I mean, the guy's one of the best actors of the modern day, but they're doing a Joker movie, which to me makes no sense. There's no rooting. There's no one to root for.
Produced by Martin Scorsese. F that. You root for the Joker, man. You root for the Joker, and he fights worse villains.
Oh, whatever. So Joker's got to be an anti-hero now too. I got to believe this bullshit
in the beginning, and then he becomes super asshole.
Oh, whatever. Like Joker's cool because he's cool. Yeah. Batman shows up and punches him in the face.
So Jared Leto is like done.
I guess Jared Leto's done as the Joker now.
Don't even bring him up. We might as well start talking about The Last Jedi. You want to start talking about Jared Leto Joker?
I just feel bad.
You want to talk about Trump? Let's talk about the 2016 election, Hillary and Trump.
Oh god. Oh.
Anyway.
So
all right, listen. Michael B says Mattel knocked it out with DC figures. So
yeah, like we were talking about like the Black Canary and the Beast Boy and the Grayson earlier. They do look really good. I mean, I'm always going to have a place in my heart for the DC Universe Classics figures. Those are always going to be one of my favorite lines of all time. But you know, they look like, which I don't understand because it looks like they're competing with themselves. Like Mattel is making these new DC figures, and DC Collectibles has like their new versions of the figures are coming out. So you're going to have two versions of every character in 1 in 6-inch scale and 1 in 7-inch scale. It just makes no sense.
Why?
He's been straight-faced.
No, he's still straight-faced.
I don't even know if we're muted. Oh god. There's a running gag. Yo, can you hear us?
James, can you hear me?
Okay, Yentl.
What was that?
Okay, Yentl.
Oh my god, this is getting delirious. This has turned into like freaking comedy hour now.
You know what's funny?
Do either one of you have anything else to say about San Diego Comic-Con reveals, announcements, anything that like sparked your interest?
Yes.
All at this point?
Like I can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys remember probably going back maybe 10 years, this company called Round 2 started producing Captain Action, the 12-inch figure.
Yeah.
Which Mattel back in the 60s, that was their way to compete with G.I. Joe. Well, over the years, they have the people who do the Captain Action toys haven't done anything. Well, they announced a bunch of new suits because basically you buy one figure and then you buy all the additional clothing. And back in the 60s, it was all Marvel and DC characters. It was really cool. So I was hoping that maybe they had like a Marvel license or a DC license, but instead they revealed the Rocketeer,
Oh, I saw that.
And I love that movie. And I just think that that's going to be a gorgeous looking collectible.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I didn't know what it was from. I didn't even think it was a cap. That's how good it looked, because I didn't think it looked like a Captain Action figure. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a statue. I was like, oh, somebody did like a really cool Rocketeer statue. But now you're saying it's Captain Action. That's pretty good.
But
anything else? Anything else from the con that like blew your mind or that you liked?
Well, it goes back to those suits, because they're also doing for their Dr. Evil, they're doing a Martian from the old Topps Mars Attacks cards.
Oh, nice.
And that looks gorgeous too. So hopefully these suits sell well and people will move on and buy more in the future.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, aren't they in scale with like the hot? They're like 6 scale, right? They're about like 12 inches tall.
No, they're doing it closer to 7 inches tall, 6 and 7 inches.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
At least that's what they were doing last time I talked to them. That they were shrinking the figure down a little bit. But I haven't gotten a definitive answer whether we're going back to the classic 12-inch or if we're going to start making smaller figures so the people who collect the Mezco toys, they could have something to combine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Battles between these two now, instead of having a 12-inch figure going up against a 6-inch figure.
Yeah, it's whack.
So
very cool. Very cool. Anything else, Baz?
Yeah, it was Mezco. What was there anything new from Mezco that they showed?
They had the Warriors, the Magneto. They had Ghost Rider. They had a Lockjaw 2-pack with what's his face? The guy that yells.
Okay.
Black Bolt.
Yeah. All right. What'd you think about that?
That looks cool. I mean, they're using right now. It looks like they're using the Daredevil head as a placeholder because it's like Daredevil head painted black. So they're probably gonna have to come up with a newer head sculpt for that. But that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't like the Inhumans. I'm not an Inhumans fan, but for a 2-pack, that is pretty awesome. Especially since they're not just staying with like the mainstay Marvel characters, like the obvious choices. I wanted a Doctor Doom. That's what I'm waiting for that friggin' series.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't getting that until Marvel buys the rights to DC. They should buy the rights to DC too. Until Marvel buys the rights from Fox, you're probably not going to see any Fantastic Four characters. But I wanted a Doctor Doom, but it looks like I like the idea again that they're doing a deeper cut from the Marvel universe as opposed to just sticking with the X-Men or the Avengers, or you want to complete your teams. But I'm glad that they're branching off a little bit because it gives people that like those other teams or those other characters a chance to get what they like to.
Oh, and they did a Ghost Rider and a modern day Logan.
Oh yeah, I saw them on. I pre-ordered the modern day Logan. That like regular like jeans and t-shirt with like the cowboy hat. It's like old man Logan, but not. But it's like like present day Logan. He looks pretty good. Yeah. They got to do Ghost Rider's bike, otherwise that's like a waste, in my opinion.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
He's
walking. He's a ghost walker.
He's
ghost floater.
Ghost busting it.
Anything else, Jim?
No.
I'm loving this. The last 5 minutes with him. Nah.
What about the whole just to sway it like New York Comic Con? Why do their exclusives suck?
Well, yeah, New York. Oh God, that's a whole conversation for another time. Practically, I mean, the New York Comic Con versus San Diego Comic Con exclusives. Like the New York Comic Con really gets shitted on. They don't really get any good exclusives. Well, the Mezco exclusives last year for New York Comic Con were good, but that was about it, and that was like the first time in years. Last year, the exclusive for New York Comic Con for Mezco was the Tiger Stripe Wolverine and the Red Skull.
All right.
Green Alpha Red Skull. For years, it's been whack. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. So, what's it gonna take to order tickets for New York Comic Con this year? A Tesseract and a cosmic cube from Masters of the Universe, just to get just to put an online profile,
just to get in the queue.
Yeah, in the queue.
I actually was able to get. I'm going there through the Lair, and I was able to get Laura a ticket to a friend who couldn't go, who bought an extra ticket. So I bought an extra ticket for her to go because I need somebody to come and take photos and video and kind of help me do the interviews and stuff. So she'll be doing that stuff. I'd like to get, James. I'd like to get you there, Jim. Damn it, Jim.
Yes.
New York Comic Con. I'd like to get you there.
I haven't applied for press passes yet.
Apply. You have to apply. I can't apply because I don't have the subscribers yet.
Right. Well, the thing is, had kind of a falling out with the guys who, do the convention because they had rented out the handicap parking area so Ford could give test drives of cars right in front of the Javits in that parking area. And when I complained, the next year I was denied press passes.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And then again, and finally last year I said, screw it, I'm not even going to apply.
Right.
But back when they were just getting started, when the New York Comic Con was in February, I drove in a snowstorm to make sure I got there. And the whole reason that I pushed to get there was they sent me an email saying, do you want to come to our convention? How many press passes would you like? And now it's like, oh, you want to come to our convention? So do you have 1 million unique views on your site every 30 seconds?
That sounds like the guys that are running the con. We're going to a con next month in a Mohegan Sun called the Terrificon, and that's a dynamite show. That show is friggin' dynamite. I was there last year. It's way nicer than New York Comic Con. There's way less nonsense going on. I mean, New York Comic Con is considered like the mecca of all cons, but it's really this other places where it's at, especially for fans.
New York Comic Con got too bloated.
Yeah, it's over bloated and overpopulated with people that don't even give a shit about comics.
They just think it's fashionable to be there.
Yeah, and wear cat ears and shit. So whatever. They can have New York Comic Con. I mean, I'm still going to go and try to do, press coverage and stuff like that for it. But as far as what I go to for as a fan, I'm going to Terrificon. All right. I don't want to.
I wish I could go to Terrificon.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend goes to every convention for all 3 days on the East Coast that exists. So I can't even go to conventions anymore. It's ridiculous. I got her into this shit, and now she goes to every one.
On that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Next time, now that we know what we're doing and know how to do this, it's going to run much smoother. I want to thank James for being on, Jim, in Geekstronomy. I want to have him on again where we can talk more about geekstronomy.com. For those of you that are watching now or that have watched this, I'm going to put a link in the description. Geekstronomy.com is just like a Toy News Eye, but better. He's always updating the site. He's a great dude. You met him here. And go to geekstronomy.com because he's just a freaking cool dude and it's a cool site.
Thank you.
I want to thank. Yeah, no, we're gonna have you on. I want to talk to you about what it's like to run a site and all the bullshit and trials and tribulations you have to go through when it comes to applying for press passes and things like that. I think that's pretty interesting. So I'll write up a whole bunch of questions, or we'll just have a conversation at a later date, some Saturday in the future. I want to thank Baz for joining us. Mr. Pop Culture himself. Appreciate it. And we'll definitely have him on in the future if there's some kind of movie discussion or if something new comes out and I need somebody to bounce ideas off of. I'm sure he'll be happy to join us again.
Whoa, real quick. Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Maybe you'll see it by then next time we do it and we'll talk about it. Yeah,
exactly. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about that by next week. I'm going to try to take Little Man maybe on Monday. And that's it. We're going to conclude the broadcast, upload it. Leave your comments, subscribe, share this video. I know we went on and on and on for mad long tonight. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to cover. Thanks for joining us with the Red Cup review. Hopefully I'll have some stuff to actually review for you guys soon, which I kind of do, which was the dioramas you saw earlier. So thanks once again to Dead World Dios. Here's his information one more time. For those of you that want to get some dioramas. Sorry, I'm getting tired now too. We're all starting to feel it. You guys want one of these, you can have them make it to size, and you can put it in your cabinet and have something really awesome to display your figures with. And that's Dead World Dios. Once again, thanks to that dude. And go
Does
check.
he do the Star Wars stuff backgrounds?
He'll do it. He was like, yo, tell me what you want, and I'll just do it.
Right?
He has a website. Yeah, go check his stuff out. He just did a 3-story building. Like that size, so it's like for 6-scale figures, for 112 scale, like Marvel Legends size. He did a 3-story building in a street corner. It's outrageous looking. It's crazy, and he was just selling that too. And his prices are pretty damn good, especially for something that's that size with like the amount of detail. I bought these that were on sale. This one in particular, I bought. It was $80. I got a little bit of a break on it because I bought a couple of dioramas from him, so he's willing to work with you as well. And he did. It's got like working shades, like the shades actually. Well, I'm going to do a review on this, but the shades actually work. The door opens. The table, the TV actually has a plug for the wall, so there's like a little outlet. And this thing back here is actually a gun rack that you plug hooks in for the Punisher, so you can hang his guns on, or like the Joker or something. If you have like those like little weapons and stuff, he has like little hooks for them. You can plug them and put them on there. So Dead World Dios, go and check him out. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Gentlemen, I'll get in touch with you guys tomorrow, and we'll bullshit about what you guys thought of the live stream and how we can make it better for next time. Once again, this is Rob Banks, the Red Cup Review. Subscribe to the page. Go and check out geekstronomy.com, and thanks for joining us.
Good night.